Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Barum Engines. So, guys, on this fine Monday morning, spring is on its way. Looking a little bit black over bills there. But you can see the kit car is looking a bit spangly. So Isaac has had a good clean up of this. And this is ready, guys, to go down later. Won't go too much into this because this is a second channel jobby. But you can see there he's titivated the engine, give it a good blast in, a nice lick of gloss black, making that look a lot fresher, guys. Obviously, when we get it back, we should be removing some of the alley parts and blasting those and tarting it up. We've had the front cover off because we've had to put a new gasket on. Tom had to remove that cover to see how the clutch operated, so we put a new gasket on there, and so hopefully that's not going to leak now, and he blasted the cover while he was at it. But that is on its way today to have the wiring done, so hopefully in the next week or two we should have that back. But anyway, won't go too much into that. So my first job of the day, guys, I am round here on the lathe, and I just want to say a massive thank you to all the people that sent me emails and commented on the last video regarding the BMW Pistons. So that is these pistons here, and the ones that I've got to widen the groove on the top ring there. And as you all suggested, why don't you use this contraption that basically holds you put the pin through, the gudgeon pin through the piston, and there's a hook that goes round the pin, with a long bar that goes through here and comes out the back. And as you can see, guys, wasn't thinking very straight last week because I had a little bit of a cold. That's my excuse. But we've already got this jig. So what I've done this morning is I've got a little bit of bronze in the back of there, only because I couldn't find a bit of alley. And I've turned out, you can see out there, I've turned out the exact diameter of the base of the piston. So the piston sits in there nicely. The bronze is held in by the chuck. And what we do there is we put the bar through, just so the piston sits central in there, put the bar through, we tighten it up, and as you can see now, if I spin that piston is lovely and true. So, absolutely wonderful. John has sorted me out a part-off tool, which is the exact width. If I just take this, can't do this with... So we've got this lovely tool here. So all I've got to do now, guys, is just open them up. But yeah, it was just a thank you really for suggesting that in the last video. But we have already got one. So ideal, you just jogged me memory. That was all it was. So yeah, I'm just going to set about that. I shall get Isaac to video me doing that in a minute, show you how successful it is. You've got to be very careful with the part-off tips because they do have a tendency to snatch, and if they snatch, they can rip that out the jaws. So we don't want to be doing that, guys, and that is another reason for using this jig that goes through. So it pulls the piston in, so the piston isn't actually held by the jaws. So the little Triumph block down here, guys, I've just bored the third bore, just about to do the last one. You can see here the bore size. So this is a 1500. You can see the bore size there is 2.8995, and we've gone out. I did go out 20 thou, but it hadn't actually cleaned, so I've had to go out 30. We've checked to see 30s are available, so we'll order a set of those, get them in, and then we can finish honing it.
Right, we're going again.
Are we going?
Yeah.
How are you enjoying the gimbal?
I'm loving it, mate.
Everyone says it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Makes it look proper pro.
It's just nice and smooth and
Got
gentle.
myself a cameraman, and I
full cameraman,
full pro, and it looks the business. Does it follow me? Look at that. I mean,
it's pretty good, isn't it?
That is good. Yeah, I must admit, I'm gonna have to get one of them, and
I reckon so.
Keep up with you on your channel.
Oh bloody hell!
Right, so as you can see, mate. Got some serious machining going on.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the piston ring grooves on those BMW Pistons.
Ah, yeah.
What a pain.
Ended up doing the 4-jaw or no?
No.
No?
Done what everyone's recommended and used the tool that we had actually got that I forgot about. So I showed them that earlier. The only trouble is the tool that John gave me is about 2 mil wide. I obviously
right.
need it 1.5, so I've had to make my own.
Right.
So it's a bit of a rigmarole, this job. When you set up, it's not so bad, but just a bit of a pain, mate.
Yeah.
Plus I'm going blind because I'm getting old and it's a bit dark over here until Brad's done the lighting.
It's a bit dim, isn't it?
A little bit dim.
So what's your tool looking like?
So got some tool steel there, mate, and I've ground my own part-off tool.
Oh yeah.
And what I'm doing, that is about 1.3 wide.
Right.
Okay, so what I do is centre it up. I don't want to take any more out of this side. I'm taking out of that side, okay?
Right, okay.
And then what I'm done is I just go down until, using my little torch as well so I can actually see. Just go down until it just touches the back there.
Yeah.
And wind out slowly. And then try me ring in there, as they say. And it's almost going in that. So what I'll do, give it a little 3 thou cut. So we're moving the tool down 3 thou now. And we're just taking it out of that bottom side. Can you see down there?
Ah, yeah.
And then as soon as it touches the bottom. So this tool, I've just literally got some tool steel and ground it up on our grinding wheel there, mate. And look at that. Slides in an absolute treat, doesn't it?
That looks good, that. Nice and free.
So you want it pretty free. To be honest with you, we could probably, I might take another thou off that, just so it's a little bit more free. And that's basically what we've got to do. So although we're using the little bronze jig that I've made there, and it's being pulled back by the end, we sort of do that nut up at the back. We still have to true this up, so I'll clock the end of the piston.
Yeah.
All right. And oh, you see that's lovely now. That goes in nice and free. And what you want to make sure it's deep enough by putting the ring in and making sure that the piston ring sits lower than the piston there.
Yeah.
If it sits proud, it's going to give you a false bottom out. But that's so that's that. So what I'll do now is keep that tool in the same position. Just a little bit of deburring going on. And that's lovely, isn't it? We can do the next one now. In theory, I should be able to just drive that in there, and that should be perfect. But I won't do that. What I'll do is I'll just back the tool off and come up 5 thou. So in theory, it's about 5 thou I've got to take out to get right. Right, there we go. Well, while we're doing this, see, there's me jiglet.
Oh yeah.
A little loop.
Loop.
That's it. I'm sure everyone will moan about us doing it with threaded bar, but it'll be all right. Yeah, we may as well just talk about the thumbnail and title, mate, haven't we?
Might as well.
Really?
What predicament are we in now?
Well, going back, probably, oh, I don't know, about a year ago. When was it did the MGB?
Oh, a long while ago.
Long while ago, mate. Just dwelling on it still. Looks like we're going to court.
Ideal.
So he sent us the old court application there, and I've had to, for the other day, I filled out the form
Christ.
as to why I'm not going to pay him. And the reason I'm not going to pay him is because the car was took from the garage that we originally had the engine from, who it all kicked off with, and it went to another garage who is an MG specialist. They've rectified a couple of potential issues that could have been down to us, like a bit of an oil leak, this, that, the other. So we quite willingly paid them, not a problem, because they are an MG specialist. But I'm not willing to pay the garage that it come from originally. Because the main reason is when the car come back here and we rectified any issues, we took the head off, we had the sump off, took the pistons and rings out, because he said it's a ring issue. Yes, the rings had odd wear on them, so did the bores, but we come to the conclusion that that was because he didn't change the PCV.
Right,
and
yes.
like a lot of people said in the comments on those videos about the PCV, it's impossible to set the carburettor up properly with a faulty PCV. It had a split diaphragm in it. So we sort of, little does he know that we put the same manufacturer of rings back in, albeit new, hasn't had a problem since. So there's nothing, like he said, wrong with the actual manufacturer of rings.
Yeah.
I just believed that it had bore washed when it was in the running in period.
Not running properly.
No, not running in properly, and just sort of smoked really. Probably a bit of that, and also because the carburettor, it was running rich. It was obviously running rich.
Yeah.
So he said to us before the car left us, he wants it back. With us just putting the engine together, he wants it all back so he can put all the carbs on and all this.
Yeah.
We actually put the carbs on just to get it running quickly, to see whether it make sure it does run and doesn't leak, etc., and then give it him back pretty much as he wanted it. So the bill, what this court thing's about, is a bill from him to the customer for an amount of about 350 quid, saying that he had to rectify all the bits that he told us to send the car back, like, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to set it up.
He wanted to set it
back
up
in a state where it was running, but he then needed to set it up after that.
That's it, yeah. So that's how he wanted it back, that's how he got it back, and now he's sort of saying we did this, we did that, we didn't do this and that. You know, it's one of them, isn't it? So it went to the MGB specialist. We did pay them under goodwill, mind. At the end of the day, mate, we could have charged them for all the work that we did.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, we got it back. We stripped the engine, had the rings out and all this, but we didn't charge the customer to try and keep him happy.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah, I wish I had charged them really now, in hindsight, but
Wow.
we try and help out. But like I say, this year we're going to be a lot more strict with the warranties. So, yeah, that's where we are with it. We'll have to see how it all pans out, but I'm sticking to my guns on this one.
Fair play, mate.
Fair dues, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's head back in the old engine build room, mate. Let's have a little look at this Subaru.
Ah, yeah.
So I'm going to get this one. We're going to get this bottom end apart. You haven't found anything as yet?
No, I just thought the bores looked glazy. That's
Yeah.
all, really.
Well, I spoke to the customer this morning.
All right.
And going back to our original phone call with him, I do remember him saying, first of all, he said it was smoking, I think.
Right.
So he sort of suspected valve guides. Usually when they say valve guides, if the engine's been done, it's unlikely.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I look for is, like on the head here, look for consistency in how it's been running on each pot. The same under there. I've had a look under there and it seems to be running. If you've got an iffy valve guide, it'll probably look a bit more wet on one than it does on the others. It's unlikely that all of them are like it unless they haven't been done, but if the engine's been done. So that doesn't look too bad to me, really.
No.
The piston crowns look a bit wet, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
So it looks a bit oily on the top.
I think that.
These liners apparently are ductile iron, which is a
Right.
good thing because it means that we can machine them, so they're not Nickersil.
Right, yeah.
But there does look, although you can see the cross hatching, there does look some suspicious, weird sort of like glazing areas, isn't there?
It is definitely a bit glazy, isn't it?
Yeah, and it looks, there's a few weird little marks where it looks like it may be running a little bit tight in areas, you see?
Yeah, although you can't really
feel them.
Well, actually, that one catches on my nail a tiny bit there.
Yeah, so what I'm hoping is when we get this apart and we measure those, I'm hoping that they're on the tight side, because what that means is we can ease them out, because this is decent power, and he's done a track day on it, so you know, you sort of get the full story usually when you've took it to bits, and you can start to see. But he did say that he thinks it wasn't run in with running in oil, so it's used the probably fully synthetic from the word go, which ain't great.
Like thin oil and all that.
Yeah, and it's too protective really. So I'm hoping at this stage we can just ease some out of these bores, maybe half a thou to a thou. Set of rings. Obviously, I'll check the ring gaps and see whether the rings are worn at all, and get it all cleaned up, mate. As I say, we'll strip the heads out, check the guides anyway. If they need doing, we'll do them. And let's get this one built for him, because he's getting married in March, so he wants it back. And I suspect fairly soon after March, he's going to be doing some track days in it.
Ideal.
If he's got any sense, innit? So
Is it an Impreza then?
It's an Impreza.
A hatchback one?
A later one, isn't it? The 2.5s.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were in the hatchbacks, not the.
Seem to be.
saloons.
You're the resident Subaru expert now, mate. We've got them all over the shop. So yeah, probably Wednesday's video we'll know more about this and what we've got in there. And
so that was his issue then, pretty much. Was
it was just burning oil. Yeah.
So thought it might have been.
So yeah, that's at the moment I'm sticking to that. I think probably rings just ain't bedding quite right.
Well, yeah. Well, like you say, once you get it apart, just have a measure up and see what it's looking like, and hopefully we can do that.
That's it.
Ideal.
But that's it for today's video, isn't it, mate?
I think so.
So until another video, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you then. Cheers.